it was a great town from what I can remember. There was a lot going on. There was the town didn't miss out on anything really. We had fairs and they had a movie thing going and a movie theatre going and the town itself didn't lack anything. I just remember my dad used to come home from work absolutely covered in asbestos and we also had boarders. So Mum would be doing the washing the clothes and I used to remember hanging onto her skirt while she'd be sort of shaking the clothes before we used to put them into the old style washing machines. And it was there was asbestos everywhere basically. It was mixed with the roads, the tar on the roads. It was on the footpath. The houses were made from it. So it was everywhere. From what I can recall, even the school that I went to was made out of it, out of asbestos sheeting.
You talk about your mum with your dad's clothes, and I understand your mum was the first in the family to be diagnosed with mesothelioma?
That's correct, yes. Mum got it in the lungs. She was the first to be diagnosed back in I think it was late 92, I think it was. And within 4 months of diagnosis, Mum passed away. And it was really probably one of the most horrendous things that I've ever gone through with Mum and Dad, because Dad ended up getting it around about the end of 2001, or sort of mid-2001, but he got it in the peritoneum, and Dad only lasted about 3 to 4 months as well. So it comes on suddenly and you're gone very, very quickly. So it's not a nice disease to get. Quite traumatic for the family because you're there and you're watching them slowly fade away. It's just a horrible, horrible disease.
Has it impacted your own health, your experience having lived at Wittenoom?
I personally have got what they call pleural plaques on my lungs. That's not necessarily a death sentence. It's just basically an indication that I have back with me. I guess it's always in the back of your mind, because I know how suddenly it can come on. But I try not to think about it. I mean, you can't go through life thinking about it every day. But I think what would be a great thing would be to have that memorial set up at Karajini for all the people that have suffered so much and endured so much. It would be great. And it would also be great to so that when people go there, they realise the dangers of actually going into Wittenoom. If you've got a memorial there at the entrance, or I'm not sure where they want to put it, but it needs to be in a prominent place where people realise, it only takes one fibre. That's all it took for my mother. And that's how deadly this stuff is. So I really hope that everybody gets behind trying to support this thing to put up a memorial for all the people who've passed away, but not only those who've passed away, those who are still alive now, living with this thing, hanging over their head all the time.
What would you say to people who see Wittenoom as a tourist destination, as a quirky place to go and visit?
I mean, I've heard that, something like 60 people a day go up there to have a look at that place, Wittenoom and that. And those people do not realise the danger that they're putting themselves in. And I hope that, if they put up a memorial there, that it will deter people from going there.
What will you think about today when you light a candle at the memorial service?
I guess you think about your mother and father and what they why they went there. You know, they went there to create a better life for our family. You know, and you know, just remember them. You know, as they were, and you know, in some ways, I feel grateful for the sacrifice that they made, but I just wish that, you know, they were still around. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it'll be just remembering and focusing on my parents and my parents' life, and on everyone else as well, everyone else that worked up there, you know. And I'll also, I'd like to have a plug too on you know, the Asbestos Diseases Society. I'll be thinking about them as well. They've done so much work, tireless work for my dad, and Charles Gardner and all the people who are trying to cure this thing, you know, which seems like a hard nut to crack, but pretty sure that one day they'll get over it.